you. Let's give it up for Mr. Paul Hornung.
Thank you very much, Corey. You read that exactly how I wrote it about half an hour ago. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to say how happy me and my bride are to be invited back to Chicago. This is my favorite city. I've had more fun here than any out-of-town athlete in the history of sports. And spent more time on Rush Street than any Chicago Bear in history. But I do love Chicago. I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to work for WBBM for about 4 years. And I got to know a lot of the Chicago Bears. The first time I saw someone special was at a game at Lambeau Field. And I think we beat the Bears that day. But during that game, there was a football player that played with the Bears that became the greatest runner that I've ever seen or anybody's ever seen. Gale Sayers. Gale and I travel around a little bit now at appearances. We all can recall that very special day. I went up to Gale in the end zone. I think he scored a couple of touchdowns the very first game. The Bears weren't successful in the end of that game. I think we beat the Bears that day, but I saw something special in Gale. And I told Gale, Gale, keep your nose clean, live a good life. You're the best football player that's ever come into the National Football League. Don't screw it up. And he didn't. And we became great friends, and I consider him one of the best friends of my life. And it's good to see Bo Jackson. In my lifetime, the best athlete I've ever seen. Baseball, football, badminton, tennis, underwater swimming, what the hell. I can do it all. And I'm fortunate tonight that I was invited back, and I get to sit with a couple of my pals. John McDonald, who played with me at Notre Dame, and John Latner, who incidentally has 37 grandkids. Who ever heard of anything like that? But he was my big brother at Notre Dame. When I arrived as a freshman, John was an All-American, and going on to his senior year, he would win the Heisman Trophy. And he was my big brother and took care of me and taught me the ropes. It really wasn't taught me the ropes. I taught him the ropes. But anyway, Chicago has been very special to me. I love Chicago. Always come back many times. My wife and I come up about 3 or 4 times a year from Louisville, Kentucky. And incidentally, I told Coach Calipari, hopefully you'll see my horse run in the Kentucky Derby next May. I've got a great 2-year-old trained by Wayne Lucas, who's won 4 derbies. He actually believes we can win the Derby. Well, that would be the greatest thrill of my life in sports. My hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, and if I could have this horse, I let him name the horse. He named the horse Titletown 5. And it's not the 5, number 5, which was my number. It's the Titletown being Green Bay and 5 world championships. So I'm very, very lucky.
Does it run?
This racetrack,
Did it win?
I'll guarantee you I've made more bets at this racetrack than anybody in the room. We were lucky enough to play with the Carey. He was our quarterback when I was a sophomore, and he played with John all 4 years. But this award means a lot to me. Thank you very much for honoring me and just accepting me back into this great town. So thank you very much.